Hi, I'm Dave Thomas Rocker, and today I'm going to talk about the Age of Aquarius. And I think probably a lot of you have heard that term. It was actually a song, the first song in the rock musical Hair from the 60s, which it was also made into a movie in 1979. I love the play and I also love the movie. Great music, great story as well. And as most of you probably know, astrology was really popular in the 1960s. That was kind of the inspiration for the name of the song. And here's the zodiac, and you can see there's 12 constellations. Um, and the constellations actually, even though astrology is a very ancient science, it was developed in ancient Greece about 3,000 years ago. So it's not really modern science, but a lot of people still believe in it. Some people think it is real science. I don't. But anyway, aside from that, what the signs of the zodiac are just constellations in the what's called the ecliptic. They're actually the plane in the sky where the sun passes through. So when you say someone's, for instance, a Capricorn, means they're born between December 22nd and January 19th. That just means that when they were born, the sun was passing through that constellation. And the sun takes a period of a year because the Earth revolves around the sun in 1 year. So the sun seems, from our point of view, to pass through all the constellations in the zodiac once a year. And every month it goes through a new constellation in the zodiac. So anyway, and there's a little more to it than just that. I'm going to try to explain to you the meaning of the Age of Aquarius. It actually is a real thing, in case you're wondering. So to explain that, I have to go a little bit into more detail about the science. This is real science, by the way, the science of astronomy. And I'm just going to indicate a few things on this diagram to you. Um, so, first of all, the Earth is in the center. Um, and this line that passes through the Earth, I'll just indicate that with a little marker here. This line that's almost vertical passing through the Earth is what's called the vernal equinox. And what that means is it's actually intersection of two planes. So there's the plane of the zodiac, which is known as the ecliptic. That's actually the same plane of the orbit of the Earth around the sun. This thing has the Earth in the center. We're supposed to imagine things from the point of view of the Earth, so it's just a frame of reference thing. But yeah, from the point of view of the Earth, the sun goes around the Earth. We really know it's the other way around, but you can still define the plane of the Earth and the sun and its orbit, and you call that thing the ecliptic. And all the zodiac constellations are along the ecliptic, like I mentioned before. And there's another plane here. And this plane, it's a tilted plane. I'll indicate it with another arrow. This is the what's called the celestial equator. And I think you can see in this diagram that the Earth is tilted. It's tilted about 23 and a half degrees. Um, so that's why we have the seasons, actually. But since these are two different planes, you might know from geometry the two planes in three dimensions intersect in a line, and that line just happens to be the vernal equinox, which I showed you earlier. And so now, here's what's interesting. So right now, the vernal equinox, well, it's shown here going, yeah, it's shown here going between Aries and Taurus. That's actually not correct. That's where it was 3,000 years ago. Another thing I didn't mention to you is that the Earth's tilt isn't always in the same direction. As a matter of fact, it does something called precession. This is a gyroscopic phenomenon. The Earth is actually a big gyroscope. And it turns out this precession takes 26,000 years, about 26,000 years to go around. So what happens when it's precessing is that and actually I think it goes this way. The vernal equinox moves. So actually, the vernal equinox rotates. This line rotates around the ecliptic, and that takes 26,000 years. So 3,000 years ago, it was in the constellation of Aries. And since there's 12 zodiac signs, you just divide 26,000 by 12, you get about 2,200 years. So it took 2,200 years for the vernal equinox to pass through Aries. And then it took another, I don't think this diagram's quite right either, because I think it was about midway through Aries 3,000 years ago. So it took about 1,000 to get all the way through Aries. And then it's going to take about, it's just took about, this hasn't finished yet, but it takes about another 2,000 years or 2,200 years, if you want to be more precise, to go through this next constellation, Pisces. And according to the, here, the Age of Aquarius was when this play came out, 1968, and maybe 67, The Summer of Love. I don't know, but anyway, around now, in late 60s, that's when they claimed was the Age of Aquarius. Actually, that's not correct either. I guess it was a catchy idea. There was a lot of people believed in astrology. It was kind of part of the whole counterculture movement then, but that's not right. It actually, it's not. It hasn't. We haven't had the Age of Aquarius yet. The vernal equinox is still in the constellation of Pisces. And a matter of fact, it's not going to get to Aquarius until about the year 2600. So the real age of Aquarius still has almost 600 years to go. So that'll be like the beginning of the 27th century. And like I said, these ages of different constellations take about 2,200 years. So we'll be out of the age of Aquarius in the year 4,800 about. So that's the true age of Aquarius. And I don't believe in astrology, like I said earlier. It was a catchy idea at the time. But, it's an interesting fact. And I just thought I'd point out that the actual age of Aquarius does have a real meaning. So thank you for watching.